Hey, my name is Charles.
And I'm Elijah.
Wow, what happened? What's so funny?
The way you started the hey. And we back for episode
8.
Yeah, whatever number we on. It's been a while since we did a basketball podcast. We've been doing gaming recently, so y'all should go check that out. We're gonna talk about the recap to the end of the semifinals for the Eastern and Western Conference playoffs. We can start with
We can start with the Suns. We can start with the Suns and the Mavericks.
No.
Right.
They gotta get it last.
Why?
They got spanked. They gotta get it last.
Oh yeah.
They gotta get the punishment last.
Okay.
We can start with, but we can start with someone that got spanked too. James Harden.
Oh, yeah.
So Philly's out of here. James Harden is washed.
Disgusting.
Completely washed.
Disgusting.
And he had the nerve to say after the game, well, the reason I only took 2 shots in the second half of a closeout game is because I passed the ball and I didn't get it back. So.
Oh my God. And it's tough because Joel Embiid really went out there
with a broken face.
With a broken face. Like
face.
What else can you really ask from your superstar player? You know, everyone else is doing their job. Like, what did you do? I put up 20. I mean, he wasn't as dominant as he was before, but he put up 20.
He has a broken face, so it's understandable.
Yeah. And what else he had? He had another injury, too. Broken face and something else.
He has a torn ligament in his thumb. And James Harden has nothing.
A ticket to the club.
Yeah, like he has strip club tickets and going to his best friend's rapper's studio. It's like, and that's not a problem if you're hooping, but James Harden isn't hooping.
He isn't hooping. I mean, he does have that hamstring thing.
Yeah, but he had that. He must have the worst hamstring ever because he had that hamstring thing last year in the playoffs, and it's still bothering him now. So he gotta have the worst injury ever. But yeah, Philly season is over. Miami is advancing. Tonight was actually game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals, but we're not gonna talk about it because we're gonna save that for.
Let's save that. Yeah, save that another time.
He wants to save it for a different reason, but we're gonna save that. For Philly. It's going to be interesting what they do this offseason. Daryl Morey, I think, has already said Doc Rivers isn't getting fired.
You got to get rid of Danny Green.
Speaking of Danny Green, I don't know if he's going to walk again.
What happened?
You don't remember the Joel Embiid play? Well, Joel Embiid kind of flopped, I would say, into Danny Green's leg. And it looked like he tore his leg. I'm actually show you the video.
Okay, show it to me while you talk about it.
It's actually like for Danny Green, he may get released, but he may just be released because I don't know what his injury is, but it didn't look good at all.
While you pull this up, but Tyrese Maxey, I think Tyrese Maxey was a good he played well, but it's too big of a moment, you know. He's a sophomore player, right?
Yeah.
Sophomore player, he stepped up in moments, but, like, going against a good contender team in the Heat, I still think are frauds. But, you know, we'll see next week.
They're not frauds. But
yeah.
So, who else? Tobias is on a max contract, and he needs to play like a max player. Right now, he's not. But like I was saying about Daryl Morey said Doc Rivers isn't going to get fired. James Harden they're most likely going to re-sign him, or he's going to take up his player option because Daryl Morey wants to keep him. That's like one of his best friends. If you guys want to see the Danny Green play.
I don't think we can show. We
can't show that?
Yeah.
If you guys want to see the Danny Green play, look up on YouTube Danny Green injury. Yeah, it's nasty, right?
Oh, man. Yeah. I think... you need more shooting than Yang on the perimeter. I think PJ Reed did good. Like, he's not big enough to
he's just...
He'd probably be like a good 4.
Yeah.
You know, a good energy person. But everything else, it needs to be all about Embiid. James Harden seems to be more of a handicap than he is an addition.
Yeah.
Especially late in the playoffs. Tyrese Maxey is good. You got to release Danny Green. Matisse Thybulle.
He's not playing basketball, so... Yeah, Danny Green is not playing basketball.
He retired?
It looked like it. So it's not funny. Of course, it's not funny, but it looked like he's gonna retire. I guess we could talk about Dang, who else played?
Golden
We could
State.
talk about Golden State and the Grizzlies if you want to start off with that one.
Golden State and the Grizzlies. At first, the game 5. At first, watching the Heat in the Philly game, it was like, you know, I saw the game and then I was out, and then I rushed back home to try to catch the Memphis and Warriors game. And then I was talking to somebody. Someone had the game on. I was like, "Oh, I need to get home before things." It was just like, you.
And we're talking about Game 5. We're talking about Game 5,
right? It was like, you didn't see the score. It was like, nah. It was like 100 to like 69.
Yeah. So basically, the Warriors got blown off the court.
Crazy.
Really, the game started off with both teams was just hitting shots. Because obviously, if you guys don't remember, Game 4 was a slugfest where neither team could make any shot. We'll fix that later. But for Game 5, it started off, Klay Thompson hit a couple threes, Curry started hitting threes. But for the Grizzlies, Jackson started hitting threes. Desmond Bane started hitting threes. Tyus Jones was hitting threes. Yeah, Desmond Bane back looked like it healed magically. And when the Warriors cooled off, the Grizzlies just never cooled off. And when they did cool off, Steven Adams and Jaren Jackson was there to get offensive rebounds, and Brandon Clark was there to get offensive rebounds. And the Warriors just really, it was more of, to me, the Warriors just took the game off because they were up 3-1, and they know, like, hey, we can just end this at home.
And Ja was...
and what about Ja?
Ja was hurt, right?
Yeah, Ja hasn't played. Ja's been out. For Game 6, we got Game 6 Klay. Game 6 Klay.
Game 6 Klay came to...
It's good to see that despite all the injuries that Klay had, Game 6 Klay is still a very much real thing. He came out there and I think he hit 5 threes in the first half. But to Memphis' credit, they had the lead and they stayed in the game.
I think the thing with the Warriors, like, I was passively watching this game, like, I saw bits of it, like I saw earlier, but like, I know with the Warriors, it's like, if you have a lead,
it's never safe.
It's never, like, you're not...
Unless you're up by 30.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And, like, the Warriors play with such a tradition, it's just like, okay, like, they're going to explode. And plus, you have Ja Morant, like, the Memphis Grizzlies, like, yeah, they have that record...
Without him,
like, they're, like, what, 22-2 or something like that?
Yeah, I think they're 26-5.
Crazy. Like, and they're a really good team. They're a well-constructed team. But you're not going to really... pass that threshold without your star player. And then when you got Poole, Klay, Steph, defensive caliber, and Draymond, like, you're not gonna win. Like, I don't know what equation you would have to do. Desmond Bane would have to play like Curry in order for that to happen, and Desmond Bane isn't Curry.
Dillon Brooks, he hit 7 threes.
He had 7 threes?
He hit 7 threes in that game. He was he was carrying the team for a little bit. But to me, the MVP of this game was Kevon Looney, who I think he only had 4 points. He had 21 rebounds.
20 boards. Board man gets
21 rebounds. He absolutely was a force out there. He took over. The Warriors really needed a big man out there to combat with Steven Adams.
And Clark.
And he completely took over. And, so now the Warriors in the next round. We can also talk about, next we can talk about your team.
Hey, man.
The Celtics and the Bucks.
Hey, man. It's a great day in Boston, man.
Well, not today.
It was a great weekend in Boston, man. You know.
It was a great weekend, yeah.
We first went against Milwaukee in Boston. I mean, in
Milwaukee.
In Boston, right?
No, we talked about that one. We
they ended
with Game 5, yeah.
And then I'm thinking that the Celtics are higher.
No,
all right, so we
ended the last pod. The Celtics was down 3-2. And Game 6. Basically, it was Tatum versus Giannis, and Tatum just took
41.
I think the Celtics were up most of the game, and then Milwaukee cut it down to 4 with like 6 minutes left, and then Tatum just went on like a 12-0 run by himself. And the thing that made it tough for the Bucks was it was Giannis and no one else.
Grayson Allen wasn't making those. Grayson Allen got like dropped like 3 times this series.
Giannis had 44, and the rest of the team had 42 or something like that. Like. He had no help out there. While Tatum was going crazy, but his teammates were also making key shots too. Like Smart was hitting key threes. Horford, I don't think Horford had a good offensive game, but he was doing what he needed to do.
What game did he dunk on? No, that was game 5, right?
Bro, he didn't dunk on him.
He dunked on him.
He didn't dunk on him. He didn't dunk on him.
Hey, drop in the comments if you feel like Al Horford dunked on Giannis.
He didn't dunk on him.
All right, man. That's going to go in the Hall of Fame. That's going to go in his Hall of Fame.
What Hall of Fame? The one at his house?
Yeah.
No, bro.
Exactly.
He didn't dunk on him, bro. So, yeah, the Celtics won Game 6, and we got a Game 7. We had a Game 7.
Game 7, it was a masterpiece. Jaylen Brown got it started early. Jason Tatum got it started early. Giannis was like, had 10.7 rebounds and 6 assists.
In like the first 5 minutes.
And it's crazy. And I honestly thought, I was just like, hey, bro.
It's over. You thought it was over?
GG's. Because
Yeah.
how are you going to stop Giannis?
Yeah.
If you track that out, that's what? That's 40 points, 28 rebounds, and 24 assists. You're not...
But you know who came to play for you? Your favorite role player.
Grant Williams, man.
Grant Williams shot 18 threes. I didn't say he made 18 threes. He shot 18 threes. He made 7 of them. And I believe I was watching another show, and they said that Grant Williams shot 17 open threes. His one contested three was one that he caught late in the shot clock, and he just had to throw it up.
Yeah.
He shot 17 open threes. You can't leave. Grant Williams, I believe, shot 39% or 40% in the regular season from 3. You can't leave a high 3-point percentage shooter open in a Game 7.
I mean, yes, you can.
I mean, you can, and then you could go home like the Bucks, but...
Hey, Coach Budenholzer, I have a sincere thank you I want to say to you. You are the reason why the Celtics are about to win the championship.
Yeah, I mean, I ain't go that far. You're the reason why the Celtics are in the conference finals. But we'll see.
Hey, man.
We'll see. Because that man has something to say about that. But,
Jrue Holiday.
Jrue Holiday was... Jrue Holiday, yeah.
Yeah, I think the thing with the series, I still could have seen, like, at full strength, it's still going into 7.
They would have won 7. I believe... Here's how I think. I believe the series would have played out exactly the same. Mm-hmm. Maybe not the final result, but it would have played out exactly the same if Chris Middleton was there. Mm-hmm. And Game 7 would have been more competitive. And I don't think Grant Williams is going to get that many open threes in a Game 7 because they had to. They got the Bucks got stuck and they didn't really have anyone to play.
Right.
So they had to play Portis, Brooke, and Giannis together, which ended up in leaving Grant Williams open. And then Peyton Pritchard started acting like he was Curry and started frying Jrue Holiday. It was amazing to see, honestly. And you guys won.
Yeah. I think Chris, great ISO player, great. And they
needed him.
The only player that you really had was the creation that you had was random Jrue Holiday threes and Giannis creating rim running and then creating open shots. Yeah. So that's the only thing you really had. And I still think Boston would pull it out. That's just I feel like that's a bias in me, but it still won 7 games. I feel like
I think it would have won 7. I think it would have been I don't know. Maybe the Bucks. I think the Bucks would have pulled it out actually if they had Chris. Because as you can see later on in Game 7. It just got tough for Giannis. He looked like he was drained. Like he looked like he was wore out.
Yeah.
Like this was the worst game for Giannis in this series, but you can't really blame him because he still ended the game with 20, 20, and 9, which is crazy for that to be his worst game in the series.
Demon.
But yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to see them next year.
I don't think that was the worst game. The worst game was the one.
Nah, I wouldn't say that's his worst game. He had triple double when they won. It's his worst game because he was missing a whole bunch of shots. And they lost.
What game did they only had? Oh, yeah.
That was the first game.
Yeah, that was the first game. You're right.
He had like 28, 15, and 10.
Yeah.
Which is, all these, there's no bad game from Giannis, honestly. Like, his bad game is someone's career high. Right. So, we're going to see him next year. Peace out to the former champs. We're going to have a new champion this season.
Hello to the new champs, the Boston Celtics.
We're going to see who. For the last team, we can talk about the pitiful, the disgusting, the disgraceful Phoenix Suns. Phoenix Suns.
Yeah, I was out after I seen the Celtics. Like I was ecstatic. I was just like, hey man, whatever happens with Luka and the Suns, I'll catch at a regular date. And I I was on my phone. I was on the stream. I was on a. I was on a page.
And we was on NBA.
I was on the page.
NBA app. We was on the
sponsored
NBA app.
and very legal.
NBA. We was on the NBA app.
Right. And I was looking at the game, right? And when I saw it, I started screaming. I was like, yo, like, this is impossible. Like, yo, I was like, what the fuck? And my friends was like, yo, what happened? What happened? And it was, what was the score at the point?
Well, first, Maverick, I don't even think we need to talk about Game 6, because I just want to talk about Game 7. Mavericks won Game 6 to make it a Game 7. Now you can go back to it.
It was,
They was down by, the score at halftime, I believe, was 51-27. I know for a fact the Suns had 27. You know why I know that?
Because Luka
Doncic had 27.
Wow.
Which is ridiculous. I mean, like, we all know Luka is going to show up because it's Luka. He's one of the best players in the league, top player. We all know he was going to show up. But for no one on the Suns to be like, hey, guys, this is it. Like, if we lose, we're out of here.
That's it.
It was ridiculous. Like,
nothing from Ayton, nothing from Booker, nothing from Paul.
Chris Paul, since he turned 37, has looked like he's 37.
When did he turn 37?
Game 3.
I was about to say Game 3. That's tough.
He's looked 27 since then.
That's tough.
Like, he's legit looked 27.
I think this is his worst.
27, 37.
I think this is his worst playoff.
5 straight bad games.
5 straight bad games, and it's usually like, oh, Chris Paul's gonna get better.
Yeah.
Chris Paul. They started attacking Chris Paul, and bumping bodies with him and Luka, and really putting
Brunson
him in the
really
action.
took it to him. Brunson was posting him up.
Yeah, doing that Drew Holiday thing.
Brunson was posting him up. They put Reggie Bullock on him defensively. Reggie Bullock played amazing defense on Booker and Paul in this series.
And Dorian Finney-Smith.
And Frank Ntilikina.
Yeah,
he can't shoot, but he played amazing defense.
Yeah. Them zeros mean something.
Yeah, it don't matter if he could shoot, because if his man can't shoot either on him, then he good.
It don't matter. It did not matter.
So, the Suns, I still can't believe that they really got whooped. Like I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I didn't watch the second half because they was already down by 30, so I was like, yeah, I'm out of here. For the first half, we got to talk about Spencer Dinwiddie. Spencer Dinwiddie stepped up huge. He had like 21. 30, right? I don't know how much he ended with because, like I said, I didn't watch the rest of the game.
Right.
But Dinwiddie ended with 21 in the first half. He had 21 in the first half. I think he had 3 threes. He was incredible, especially when Luka went to the bench. He really made it even more of a run with Luka out. I mean, for the Suns, it's just, how you lose like that at home?
In Gaza.
At home.
In Gaza, man.
Like,
chips are stale.
And now they got a bigger problem.
Cold. What?
Ayton's like, I'm out of here. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like, Ayton got benched first off, which is like wild, because it's like, I know he was playing bad, but everyone was playing bad. Why bench him? You know? Maybe
Portland. I don't know where Ayton.
I have no idea, but someone's gonna throw the bag at Ayton this summer. If the Suns don't match it, which I feel like they're not, he's leaving. They have a Chris Paul problem because we're gonna see next year when they make it to the playoffs if teams still run this strategy, if it works. But
and the bad thing is you have to wait another year in the playoffs.
In the regular season, it's not gonna matter.
Yeah, it's not gonna matter.
But in the playoffs, we're really gonna see if it works, and it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. Devin Booker, he still has, if he can make it, he still has another level he needs to go to for the playoffs. The Suns really need another dude that could create their own shot. That's what they really need. Like, they're really missing that third. I mean, I know Ayton is a big man, so it's not like he can create and go.
And I think he needs to be more aggressive.
He does need to be more aggressive.
Like, he fits the profile. Like, the reason why he was taking number 1, right? Over
Luka.
He was taking over Luka and Trey. So he fits the profile. He has the athletic profile, but it's like his tendencies. He's not as aggressive on the boards. I don't think he averaged more than 10 rebounds
in the season. No.
You know what I'm saying?
He's always around 8.
Like, he has the physique, but not the mentality.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that with him in Phoenix, like, he's not a viable threat. Like, he's often the product of coaching or the situations in which Chris Paul or Devin Booker.
Yeah.
And, like, give him. And the only game that he really thrived was, like, what, game 3?
Game 1. He had, like, 20-something. Game 1, he had, like, 20-something.
Okay. I'm messing up the game, but there was a thing in the middle.
He didn't play. I don't believe he played good at Dallas in either one of the games. I think he actually had it. I mean, he is decent. His average
He's a good
game is
center.
like 15 to 20 points.
Right.
He's always in between that. These last couple of games he hasn't been. I mean, obviously last game he wasn't. No one played good last game.
No one.
Ayton had 5, but he only played 12 minutes. No, 18 minutes. Paul had 10. And Booker had 11. Your 3 best players, that's what they put up. How much points is that? That's 26 points. Your 3 best players had 26 points.
And Luka had 27 and a half.
I mean, like, you can't win like that. That's what I'm saying. They need another dude that could create his own shot. They need another wing. And I know they was hoping that Mikal Bridges would be that. And maybe he can be that. I think they hope Mikal could be that because Mikal has there's a lot of potential with Mikal, especially defensively, but I really think they're hoping that he can be that dude that could put the ball on the floor. I mean, you see it from time to time. He puts the ball on the floor to the free throw line area and takes a shot. But he really like hasn't progressed in a way that they wish he would. So, we'll see.
Was he always a good 3-point shooter?
Me in college, I remember one year that when they won in college, like they was going crazy from 3 as a team. Even Jalen Brunson was on this team too. Villanova, yeah, they was going crazy from 3. But yeah, that's it for them.
I don't like Chris Paul. Like that's so disappointing.
Yeah,
that's so disappointing. Chris Paul, still an all-time great. I don't know why.
Obviously, he's an all-time great, but
horrible performance. Like you can't put up 10 points. You can't put up 10 points, and then
he's done that for the past 5 games.
Yeah, and then give up so much on the other end.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. It doesn't suck that that's the way their season ended because I really don't like the Suns. I don't care for the Suns. Last year they beat everyone that was hurt. So this is just the team they are, honestly. Because if we're being honest, last year they probably wasn't gonna make it out of the first round against the Lakers if Anthony Davis doesn't get hurt.
That's true.
So I mean, this is just the team they are. They beat the teams that was injured last year, which is what you're supposed to do. But hey, I mean, they're a great regular season team. They have great continuity in the regular season.
They're about to get beat by the Pels.
Yeah, but when the playoffs start, it's tough. So yeah, that's it for them.
Matchups going into it. So we have, let's do the Eastern first.
Yeah. Like we said, today was game 1, so we already know the ending score. We're not gonna talk about that. But for this series, I have it going 7, not because of what happened today, but because I think both these teams are so evenly matched that it's just gonna be a back and forth series. I don't think one team is gonna win 2 games in a row. Maybe until the end, like game 6 and 7, but it's gonna be tough.
Jimmy Butler, a huge apology throughout these whole entire playoffs.
I do too.
He's been great in the paint. He gets his offensive rebounds. The only thing I don't really like is that he draws a lot of fouls.
Yeah, he draws the James Harden, Trae Young fouls.
Yeah, and people don't like to acknowledge it, but he does do that, and that's part of the game. That's part of the game.
If they're gonna call it, they're gonna call it.
They're gonna call it. Great on the defensive end. Great in transition. Great with hands. Pick and roll. Can pick and pop. Pick and screen. Creates open shooters. Dives and kicks out. Like Jimmy Butler. We was having a conversation today about who's been the most consistent player. I said Giannis, but Giannis had a few games, even though like there was 4 motherfuckers on him.
But
he's been the most consistent player in the playoffs. So when you have that, Tyler Hero, VO, this team is much more than I initially thought. However, I still have the Celtics winning in like 6 or 7. I feel like Jason Tatum.
Fair, I have the Celtics winning in 7 too. Okay, I do have the Celtics winning. I just think it's gonna be 7.
Right. Oh, okay. I think Jason Tatum has really shown that he's taking that next step. Jaylen Brown has been up and down this playoffs, but he's been mainly up. You have key contributors such as Grant Williams, but they won't have the same opportunities to shoot threes, right? Because the Bucks are just like, hey, nigga, if you make it, you make it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what Bud is notorious for, and that's why he was in the hot seat 2 years ago.
Even last year, he was in a hot seat.
Right. Yeah. But Miami is always tenacious. You have people who front face all the time. Like you got PJ, VO, Butler,
Gabe Vincent.
But even with that, I feel like with Robert Williams coming back in the series, he adds an additional lob threat. Al Horford mid-range shooting. I think there's a lot of things that the Celtics can capitalize. I think in our rotation, our first eight are probably strongest, but their whole team probably has more sustainability. And in the playoffs, it's about high play and attrition. You know what I'm saying? So it's either you get the high play, which the Celtics have, but the Miami Heat has the attrition. They can throw bodies at you all the time.
Speaking of Al Horford, though, we have to address that he's out. We're gonna see how long he's out. He caught COVID, so we're gonna see how long he's out.
I know that nigga was partying.
Yeah, man.
After dunking on Giannis twice.
He dunked on Giannis
twice.
So he wanted to throw a party. Yeah.
2 times.
So for the Warriors and the Mavericks, I have the Warriors winning in let me be honest with you. I got the Warriors winning. I'll say that. It's tough because one hand I want to say the Warriors win in 5. Another hand I want to say they win in 6. And then I think the Warriors win in 6. I say 6. The reason I say 6 is because with Luka, even though it may look like the teams are unmatched, Luka is so good that he's just gonna make the series look competitive. He's just gonna make the games competitive. And the Mavericks as a team, they're a lot better than what even I thought they were. I didn't think they had a chance against the Suns, and they beat them. So I have the Warriors winning in 6. I just think it's too much running around for the Mavericks. And the question is for the Mavericks, who is Luka gonna guard?
Right.
That's the thing that's gonna be challenging. Now, obviously, who's gonna guard Luka? No one's gonna stop him. But you can tire him out and wear him down.
You got people like Wiggins. Wiggins is too small.
Yeah. But
you got Draymond. I think it's gonna be Draymond, Wiggins, and
Draymond doesn't have the foot speed though, at all. They put up a stat today, and Luka shoots he averages a point and a half per possession on Draymond Green.
Wow.
So and
it's 2 points.
Yeah, that's 8 times higher than league average.
Dang.
So it's Luka. They're not gonna have an answer for Luka, honestly. Yeah. They might just have to adapt the mindset of, hey, Luka gets his and no one else scores.
Yeah.
So but for the Mavs, it's gonna be tough too because you got Curry running all over the place. Clay looking like he coming back into shape. Draymond is Draymond. Poole. He has to get his shot back because he's been off. He was off.
They haven't been shooting great as a team.
They haven't. But the good thing is, most of the shots have been open. They just been missing them.
Right.
So they're bound to start hitting shots because they're Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, and the Jordan Poole shot they're 40% from 3 this year too. So
I think that the thing with Luka Point, I think, is going to be hard for Luka to just be able to come back and switch because if that's Curry, once that flashes, that's it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then when you try to off-play Draymond, I think that's the person who they're trying to match him up with the most of the time. But once he's off ball, you think he's going to guard Clay?
I was watching First Take today, honestly.
No, I'm talking about Luka.
Yeah.
Luka guarding.
Oh, Luka guarding Clay? Yeah. I don't think he's going to guard Draymond. No.
Who you think he's going to guard?
They're probably going to put him on Wiggins. Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. They might just run zone too. They ran a couple zones against Phoenix, but I think they're gonna put him on what's that dude name? Andrew Wiggins. I think they're gonna have Brunson on Curry. They're small. Brunson is small. So they're gonna probably put Brunson on Curry, I would say. Who they have Reggie Bullock on. Nah, Luka will have to guard Draymond. Yeah. Because Dorian would probably be on Andrew. And Luka would just have to guard Draymond. I think that would be best for Luka to guard Draymond because Draymond's not going to be looking for a shot.
But the thing with Draymond when he sets out the pick, that's the
the switching, yeah.
And then
you just have to trap that.
Yeah.
But then Draymond's just going to throw the lob over the pack. It's the NBA. Yeah. People are going to find ways to score no matter... And people are going to find ways to get stopped. The Mavericks were a top defensive team this year, so they know how to play defense.
Second half of the team.
So,
Yeah, mine left that after that horrible coach. Yeah. Person of a coach.
How many games do you have?
I see... You know what? I think the Warriors... Here's the thing. If it gets past... 5, I say the Mavericks. I say if it gets past like 6, 2. Because I don't know. Because I think if you give Luka the green light, like it's just on back against the wall. I think he's just gonna start spraying motherfuckers. Like I think Luka is
I'm changing my pick.
I'm changing my pick. Who you got? Dallas?
Just thought about it. No. I'm changing the series. I think the Warriors are gonna win in 5.
In 5.
The reason I say that is because I think they're gonna win their home games, and they're gonna win Game 4 in Dallas, and then they're gonna win Game 5 at home.
You think it's like that? That's the thing. I think the Warriors could end it.
Yeah, I do think it's gonna be like that.
But I think the Mavs have shown that they don't give up. You know what I'm saying? But it don't matter.
But for all the teams they played, it's not like the Warriors, bro.
Yeah, they played the Jazz.
The Jazz is just
the Jazz don't count.
The Jazz are a dumb team, and Suns are just their system, like they're systematic. Right. With the Warriors, their system too, but they got great players that could go crazy without the system. So yeah, I got it in 5. You just changed my mind.
I don't want to say it's hard. Because I'm thinking at 5.5. Like 5, I'm thinking of...
No, bro. It's like 5 or 6, bro. It's no half.
I can't... Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I say Warriors in 6. But if Mavs force to Game 7, I pick the Mavs.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. That's all the games. Okay. Well... Thank you, Gabo. Is there anything you want to say?
Nah, I think that's it. We're gonna be streaming The Walking Dead. We're on The Walking Dead. That's the game we've been playing for you guys to check out. Larry, we coming for you.
Coming for you, bro.
Every time we talk about The Walking Dead, Larry, we coming for you. I
swear to God, I want you to die.
We coming for you. We coming for you. Don't even worry about it. I think we're on episode 4.
Yeah, this will be 4.
Episode 4 of The Walking... No. It's 3. It's 4. Episode 4 of The Walking Dead, season 1. Season 1, episode 4. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's season 1, episode 2, podcast 4. It's the second episode. Yeah. So we're on that for you guys to check out. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Helps us get more algorithm, have people view more. And this was another edition of the Brooklyn Boyz Podcast.
Yeah, y'all. Thank you guys for tuning in, and see you guys after these 2 games from the Warriors in Dallas and the Celtics in Miami.
Have a good night.
Yeah, good night. Celtics in 7.